Hello, I'm Michael of M.O.D Catering Services. Don't forget to subscribe. So in this episode, you're going to learn how to decorate 3 different types of cake. The first character is Spider-Man cake. So you're just going to coat our crumb-coated cake with our blue whipped cream. In our previous video, I taught you how to sweeten your whipped cream anytime you color and you feel it's too bitter. So here, we are not going to talk about that. Today, we are just going to decorate this lovely cake into a beautiful Spider-Man themed cake. So we are going to cover the whole cake with our blue whipped cream. During decoration, other people choose to use piping bags to pipe the whole cake and scrape off the excess. But I see that way to be waste of whipping cream because you end up using more whipping cream in the process. So here we just scrape off the excess with our palette knife and fill in any place that needs to be filled. So as you can see, the base is a bit less, so we are going to add more cream to it to make sure we are filling everywhere and getting our cakes standing very straight. So if you see, now I'm going to move on to using my scraper. So sometimes I normally spray a bit of water. I spray some water onto my metal scraper before smoothing my cake with it. So as you can see, after smoothing out, I just scraped some of the excess from the smooth scraper. So here I'm filling more of the base because I wouldn't want my cake the top looking bigger than the base, so I have to add more of the icing to it. So as you can even see, there are still some parts where I need to add more icing to make sure I'm filling in very well. So I've sprayed my cake comb, the comb I'm using. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the I'll say more like a comb. It's not, the sizes are not equal. Some are coming off, some are a bit shorter than the other. So this is the comb I'm using. So after scraping, there are still some parts I need to fill with our whipped cream. So that's what I'm going to do and just comb through again till I see my cake coming off or standing beautifully. So sometimes if it's a kid character cake or it's a cream cake, when there are some parts showing off, I normally don't stress that much because it's going to be covered with different types of prints. That's our paper print. And one secret is I normally add a 6, that's a skewer, to the back of our printed paper. That's our printed glossy paper because it's not edible. I wouldn't want the paper sticking to our cake. And here our topper, I'm just going to add the glue gun and the stick, so I'm going to use that as a topper. So here it's going to be in front of the cake and there are sticks there. So the sticks are the ones touching the cake and not the paper. So I'm going to add more of the characters to fill out the cake and make the cake so unique and stand out. Since it's a Spider-Man, we need more of the Spider-Man theme there. So with this, I will say I use 4 different glossy paper for my printing for this particular kid's character cake. I love making kid's character cake, and to make it beautiful and stand out, you need to print a lot of toppers. You need a lot of toppers right there to make your cake beautiful and stand out. I wouldn't want using just 3-4 characters on top of the cake. No, it wouldn't make it really nice and unique. So I'm going to add more and more characters to the cake to make it beautiful and stand out. So the ones I'm sticking directly to the cake has skewers at the back. The ones I'm sticking directly has skewers at the back. I'm not using it as a topper, so I just break a bit of a skewer, just something short, and attach it to our topper and stick it to our cream. So as I said, the paper is not sticking directly onto the cream, but our stick is sticking through the cream, and the stick has to be very clean. The skewer you're using has to be very clean and neat. So here we have our beautiful Spider-Man theme cake for Jace. Jace is our birthday celebrant, and we did this beautiful masterpiece for him. So try printing out something and creating something unique. I'll be waiting in the comment section. So Jace at 6 at the top, and we have Sam in front of the cake. Now let's go to our second character cake. That's the bad guys. And we need orange whipped cream. The bad guys, when you print out or when you search for the bad guys, the background is mostly orange. So here, as I did earlier, I'm going to apply our orange whipped cream to our pre-crumb coated cake. So I'm going to add a gentle cream to our pre-crumb coated cake and scrape and move my palette knife gently left right motion. As you can see, left right, filling in any place that needs to be filled. So we add some to the top, we fill everywhere. As I said earlier, piping takes a lot of cream as compared to filling in with your palette knife. So yeah, I'm going to scrape everywhere, and as you can see, the base is a bit slanted, so we just fill in more with our whipped cream. We add a bit more to the base, then we scrape once more before using our comb on our cake. Good. So we are going to smoothen it out. Just smoothen that out beautifully. So our cream cake is ready. So mostly with the cake, if you watch carefully and closely, there are some parts that need to be filled up a bit. You have to make sure you are filling everywhere. All right. And one secret to getting your whipped cream very smooth, as I said earlier, is spraying a bit of water. Yes, we have it there. Then passing it around. So as you can see, it's so easy to work with, and it will depend on the brand you're using. I use Meister. That's what I use for my cakes. So now let's scrape. And so after applying or using our cake comb, I'm now going to create a sharp edge. So I start from the outside to the center. That's how I normally do my sharp edges. We have different methods. You do what you are convenient with or what you are comfortable with. So I start from the outside, scrape towards the center, start from the outside and scrape towards the center, so all my edges are clean and neat. Clean and neat. So as you can see, I'm trying to wipe my stuffs and use the comb all over again. Then I'll come and work on the top as well again. So once you're done, you just work around the top a bit. Then we can start using our character. So with this particular cake, after adding our characters and other stuff to it, we realized it was so less. It wasn't more of M.O.D's design. So I decided to print new toppers, cut them out and add them to it. So when you check to the end, you see we had more toppers as compared to the one I'm decorating currently. So I'm going to just add them different type of toppers. The more the character, the more beautiful your cake looks and the more beautiful it stands out. So you just add more and more and more, providing their pain. Yes. So sometimes we just break off the stick and just push it on the sides of our cake to make the cake also look nice and lovely. So the bad guy's character cake, I think it's a fox and snake with some ladies, police officer and other stuffs. So that's what you're using here. So you're just going to add some to the base in front as well. Good. To make the cake look wow and nice. The more the topper, the more professional and beautiful your cake looks. So now let's work on our third character cake, which is our PJ Max. This cake is a bit taller than the other ones we did earlier. So as usual, we add cream to the top, we work around it, then we start adding to the sides. We're going to add it all around, then we do our scraping, then our combing, then we can start adding our characters as well. So we are going to add the cream to the whole cake, making sure we are filling every side. Every side needs to be filled very well. So we come back, we fill in, we scrape, we fill in, we scrape gently till the whole cake is covered in our blue whipped cream. As I said earlier, if your colored cream tastes a bit bitter or off, you just add condensed milk, quantity sufficient to it, and whip it up and keep it in the fridge before using for your cake. It enhances the taste as well. So here we are just going to scrape the sides and do the filling again because the base needs more cream. So you just scrape off and add a bit more of the cream to the base. So in this motion, because we don't need to mess up the whole top, we just apply from the base towards the center a bit, then we scrape again. And mostly you spray your water and just comb the whole cake. If you watch closely, we still need some filling to do over there, so we still add some of the cream to it. Decorating cream cakes are so easy and lovely, especially when it comes to kid cake, because kid cake, you play with colors, you play with characters, and your colors has to match with whatever character you are doing. It has to complement each other. So making kids cake is beautiful, lovely, and I'd say everybody must try to do some because it's really worth it. Printing out your toppers, cutting them out, sticking them with your glue gun and your stick and everything, it's worth it at the end. So here we sprayed water and you're going to pass it around it. With this particular comb, if your cream is not really proportional, let me see, if you don't apply your cream very well, you end up having some parts bigger than the other, some of the cake being exposed, a whole lot of shreds. So we'll have to refill every part that needs to be filled, then we'll comb again. That's one thing with this particular cake comb. So as you can see, the base, some parts were really not well scraped because it has less whipping cream. So here we are just going to add more, then clean the cake comb, spray it with water and pass it all over our cake again. One thing is, sometimes in decorating your cake, after adding or using your comb around your cake and leaving it there, it dries out and tends to becomes very hard, or it becomes a bit hard to work with. If you don't clean your comb very well, you have to get a wet napkin. You clean your comb frequently. Anytime you use it, you clean it and make sure it's very neat. If not, it will end up making problems on your cake, as in it will end up leaving some scratches, unwanted designs on them. So here we are going to work with our PJ Max. We are going to add the name, we're going to add some characters, then we are good to go. So we'll be adding all the PJ Max theme we printed out earlier. So we are using everything and we are going to make our cake stand out. As I said, kid character cake making is very easy and it's so nice. You have to give it a try. You have to give it a try and let me know. So here we have our beautiful cakes. As you can see, the bad guys has a lot of characters now. And our PJ Max looking beautiful. Our Jace, which is the Spider-Man cake, also looking beautiful. Give it a try and don't forget to subscribe. I'm Michael of M.O.D Catering Services. Thank you.